welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. I am doing a Vintage Cube draft today. My Magic Online had a brief spaz out, and I have 13 seconds to make this pick instead of a minute. There's Fetch Land, LED, and Springheart Nantuko are big swings you could take. I'm just going to take the Fetch Land here. Okay, we're back to normal speed. Sorry for starting the video stressed out, but I was. Okay, we've got Fear of Missing Out, solid red card. I have a red Fetch Land here. It's not really how I like making picks, though, locking in on a color that early. Omnath is a lot to believe in. Narset is pretty solid. Combos with every Wheel of Fortune in the cube. Vampiric Tutor can be a second copy of whatever your best card is. I don't love Vampiric Tutor when I'm just like a deck, though. If I'm not specifically trying to assemble AB. Gaia's Cradle's really good, but I don't love big dumb green decks. I'm going to take Narset. Getting a Narset this early lets me prioritize wheels. I'm in. A crazy looking Urza's Bauble. I have not seen this treatment before. Emperor of Bones is just a solid mid-range thing that could go in a Reanimator deck or just some card or some deck. Brain Freeze kicking around. Lion's Eye Diamond was in the pack that I opened. LED Brain Freeze puts me in a solid position to make multiple things happen. I don't know if we'll wheel Lion's Eye Diamond. It's like how adventurous is your pod, basically. Or what did they see earlier in the pack? I don't love any of the cards in this pack enough that I'm not willing to take a risk on Brain Freeze. It's probably Phyrexian Metamorph is just the safest pick, or Otawara. But I'm in for Brain Freeze. Worldspine Worm, banger if you get a Flash or a Show and Tell. But I don't see those cards in front of me right now. Duress is efficient interaction. Teferi is a control win con. Gadgeteer is an AB combo with Basalt Monolith to make infinite mana. Sensei's Top exists. Top is good. I don't think I'm going to take it over Duress or Teferi, though. And Atraxa also. Oh, okay. My eyes just glazed over this Atraxa for a while. Atraxa this early. Atraxa, Worldspine Worm, you need specific things for because it doesn't reanimate because it shuffles itself into the graveyard. But Atraxa works with every type of reanimate, show and tell, flash, whatever you end up with. If I'm willing to take a Brain Freeze this early, then I'm willing to take an Atraxa too. They're the same conversation. Displacer Kitten, another one of these engines that could come together or could not. If I just have like a bunch of conditional engine cards, one of them's going to line up with a later pick, right? I'm taking Displacer Kitten. Candelabra, Ledger Shredder, Shelldock Isle. Well, I'm definitely a blue deck. And Shelldock Isle throwing in Atraxa is pretty powerful. Ledger Shredder is fine. Candelabra could lead to cool things. I'm taking Shelldock Isle. Sort of the Meek. Do I want another half of an engine, hoping that they come together eventually? I could take a Tali as a second big idiot, and then Flash, Show and Tell, Reanimate all get a lot better. Spyglass Siren is just like a card I could play. Winds of Abandon, a pretty good removal spell if I end up blue-white control. I'm taking a Tali. We're already weird. Let's keep it weird. Trips Titan. Do I need a third big monster? I could take Galvanic Blast here. I think they took Eureka out of the cube this time. That's just one less of these things that happens. Yeah, none of these cards are exciting enough for me not to spec on what I think is the best deck, which is just Turbo Reanimator. Recurring Nightmare. That is a reanimation object, and I will take it. Okay, this is forming up here a little bit. Flash is one of my favorite cards to draft. It used to be Tinker. I think Flash has taken Tinker's place in Vintage Cube as the weirdo blue spell that I'm most excited to draft around. And the Lion's Eye Diamond is gone, which makes Brain Freeze worse. Crabomination exists in the mid-range. Mere Battlesphere is like better to flash in than Crabomination is a lot of the time, but I could actually cast Crabomination I got the Metamorph back. That is the card that I identified as probably the right pick the first time around. Overgrown Tomb does get fetched by Bloodstained Mire. That could help me cast Atraxa if games get weird. I'm taking Metamorph though. Sensei's top and Teferi came back. Sorin does not do anything I care about. Oh, this is actually really close and difficult. Whatever, let's make combo work. I'm taking the top. See more cards. See the world. Believe in the dream. Brain Freeze looking less likely to be in the deck. If I got Underworld Breach, I'll still try to make it work somehow. There's still Lotus Petal and Black Lotus in the draft. Who needs Lion's Eye Diamond? Relic of Progenitus versus some dual lands. We play cross pod, so it doesn't actually matter that much. I'll take Hedge Maze. That could conceivably surveil one of my 4 monsters into the graveyard. I have enough now that could just happen. Infernal Grasp is a removal spell. All right, Dimir, maybe Reanimator, maybe Show and Tell coming together here. Shadow Spear, probably not playing that. This pack has Force of Will. I love that card. Liliana can get my monsters into the graveyard. Gitaxian Probe is fine. A bunch of different various dual and shock and triome lands here. And Imperial Seal. I think it's Force of Will. Force can protect my combo or keep me alive long enough to combo. I've got a bunch of blue cards. I can support this. I would like to see this Liliana on the wheel. We'll see if that happens. But if not, there's a bunch of lands in that pack. Some of those lands will be back. Here we have Dam, which is a removal spell. Pest Infestation. I've already taken 1 green land. That card's real good. Sheoldred's Edict is just good interaction. Bazaar of Baghdad could conceivably be something I'm interested in. I think this will wheel, though. And I can decide later if that's where I want to be. I think Edict is better than Dam, because I'm nowhere near white mana, and making this a modal Wrath. I would play it in a mono-white deck before I played in a mono-black deck over Sheoldred's Edict. But I think I'm going to take Pest Infestation. Oath of Druids. Hello, hello. Now we're talking. My creatures are Phyrexian Metamorph Displacer Kitten that I don't have to play, and then a bunch of big shittos. Yeah, I'm taking this Oath. Blightsteel Colossus would be cool to wheel, but I'd be happy with Dismember, Bitter Triumph, or Stern Scolding as well. Or Prismatic Vista. Literally all of those are fine. Okay. Phyrexian Metamorph just became a maybe/unlikely. Palantir of Orthonk versus Badlands. Badlands can get me started on casting Itali. I do have a fetch land for it. Xander's Lounge is a Badlands that makes blue, but I can fetch it. All right, I think it's Xander's Lounge. Is Lounge better than Palantir, though? I have so many big idiots. They can't let this tick down forever. No, I'm in for Palantir, actually. I like drawing extra cards. Bring to Light, Carnage Interpreter, Prof's Memory, Trumpeting Carnosaur, Skull Clamp. I just don't even have creatures for Skull Clamp. Trumpeting Carnosaur is so weird here. It might be Prof's Memory, like this literally just cantrips, or it could be Skull Clamp, and then I could do something like draft Mana Dorks and then kill them off if I don't want them. Tropical Island seems pretty important to make this work. Natural Order gets Atraxa. Natural Order and Oath of Druids are not friends, though, because one of them asks you to have a bunch of little creatures in your deck and the other doesn't want them at all. Natural Order is easier to control than Oath of Druids is. I'm taking the Tropical Island. I've become a very green deck all of a sudden. A bunch of creatures and Dark Ritual and Gush in this hand, or in this pack. Generous Ent's not a slouch to oath into. Like, it is a reasonably sized creature. It also fixes mana. Yeah, I don't think Gush is where this deck's going to be. I'll take the Generous Ent. Luris. Oh no, I love Luris so much. I think I'm taking Brainstorm here, though. I don't want to oath into Luris. I can't be a Luris deck. I'm nowhere near Fiery Confluence, which I think is the most powerful card here. Okay, Brainstorm, you're in. Ketria Triome. This starts casting Itali, something I mentioned earlier. Oh, here's this Liliana. All right, no. I said I wanted to wheel Liliana, and I did, so I'll take her. She heard me. Now the choice. Llanowar Elves. That makes Oath bad, but makes Skullclamp good. Bazaar of Baghdad, that might not make the deck if I don't find some reanimates real quick. Llanowar Elves also works with Recurring Nightmare, though. Alright, I may or may not play that, but I have it. Satyr Wayfinder, excellent with Recurring Nightmare, terrible with Oath of Druids. Thassa's Oracle. I do have a Brain Freeze in my sideboard. Alright. I'm gonna just tuck that Oracle away in the maybe pile. Black-White, Field of the Dead, Magda. I'll put Virtue of Loyalty in my sideboard. Bring to Light, Ulvenwald Oddity. Instant sorcery or creature. I can't get Oath with this. Deathrite Shaman, alright. And Rampaging Raptor to the sideboard. This one's a little wonky. I need pack 3 to bring it together. I'd love just like a Reanimate, Animate Dead, Necromancy, any of the above. What I ended up with is a row. Awkward to Oath into, but pretty good as just a card. Polluted Delta, which would obviously make the deck. Stock Up. Stock Up versus Polluted Delta is my choice here. I think it's Delta. I don't have any black dual lands, even though I have a black fetch land, but all my duals are Simic. Yeah, I'll take this. The Relic of Sauron is tempting, though. The Grizz Father, Metamorphosis Fanatic. Indatha Triome is a green-black that is fetchable with both my fetch lands. Show and Tell is here. Suddenly, 4 cards I'd want all in the same pack. I think I'm going to take Show and Tell. And I would love it if Metamorphosis Fanatic or Grizzlebrand get back around. It's actually Fanatic I want the most. I don't really believe it's going to come back to me, but I would like it to. Oko, Thief of Crowns. Holy smokes. Fastbond's good, but it's too late for me to make a deck out of it. Upheaval's good, but I'm not doing that at all. Oko does not interrupt my Oath while being an incredible low mana cost thing to do. I'd love just like an Underground Sea, Watery Grave, some black dual land I can fetch, and Speak of the Devil, there's Bayou, but it's in a pack with Animate Dead. Absolutely cannot pass Animate Dead, even though I really want that Bayou. Yeah, this is not an option. I'm going to cut the Skull Clamp and the various elves for now. And then when we get to deck build, I can decide if Oath versus Recurring Nightmare is a fight I want to be involved in. If I get enough Reanimates, then I don't need Nightmare anymore. That's an Exhume. That one can be a little awkward, but I'm still into it. It pays off the Orthonk. Once Upon a Time, Cryptic Command, and Baleful Mastery, all cards I could play. Agonosaur Rex is something I could play too. It's big enough. You could cast it and you're not embarrassed to Oath into it. You could also cycle it for Reanimates. But I will take the actual Reanimate. Underground Sea, we called it. Okay, I was desperately looking for a black fetch land, or a fetchable black land, and I found one. There is Doomsday here to go with the Thassa's Oracle in my sideboard, but we're not doing that. Breeding Pool, Grave Titan, Kiora. Kiora can set up some reanimation stuff while also being like, she's kind of a combo with Oath because Threshold is when you attack, you get an 8/8. And if you mill a bunch of cards to Oath and then hit this and then also loot when she arrives, it's Kiora versus Breeding Pool to me. The Brain Surge is cool too, but I don't think it's cooler than these cards. How is my mana? I have 2 Tropical Islands already. Yeah, I think I do want this Kiora. I'll give her a shot. Treasure Cruise. I'm pretty good at doing that. I guess if Oath triggers, I become good at that. That's a maybe. Knight's Whisper is pretty cool here. Relic of Sauron. Nettle Cyst is a creature that doesn't affect Oath. If that's something I'm interested in. It's not going to be huge. I just have like Palantir Sensei's Top that make it bigger. But if I literally just want something on the board, I have a bunch of 3s though. I think I'm going to take Knight's Whisper and just try to combo. Can't take Caustic Bronco. I got Indatha Triome back. That is the other, that's the Bayou to go with my Underground Sea. Now my fetch lands all get all my colors. Curator, Hogak, Upheaval. I guess I could put Keen-Eyed Curator in the sideboard. Sylvan Librarian up the Beanstalk. I can say Library playing. Baleful Mastery, mentioned that the first time around. Doomsday! I have a Doomsday deck in my sideboard. And I got Brain Surge. I mentioned all these the first time around. That's how you know you found the right lane at the end of the draft, when all the cards you think about the first time, you get to see at the end. Okay, this is what the deck looks like right now. This is 25 non-land cards, so I'm actually pretty close to a deck already. Displacer Kitten didn't, or no, that's not true. I was about to say Displacer Kitten didn't really get there, but I have Atraxa and Atali and Crabomination all in the deck. It will be awkward if I send it turn 2 Oath into an aggro deck and it hits Displacer Kitten, but that's 1 out of 7 hits. And it's 1 out of 7 hits that makes my second hit completely insane. Every other creature in my deck has an ETB. Okay, I'm not embarrassed about that. Recurring Nightmare, did I support this? I have some mana dorks in my sideboard, but I don't think I need this anymore. I have Animate, Dead, Show and Tell, and Exhume at this point. Sorry, Nightmare. I like Oath better. Between my awesome Exodus enchantments that put a big idiot into play, I would prefer this one. If I just put 9 lands in here right now, what does that do? 16 lands with Sensei's Top and Generous End to help them come together. I have a Hedge Maze that I can fetch with one of my fetch lands. Got a bunch of removal, bunch of card advantage. And Metamorph, if I Oath into it, could at least be the creature that I triggered Oath off of. Like it can't be a 0/0 on arrival, because my opponent would have to have a creature for Oath to trigger, but I don't really want to Oath into my opponent's Goblin Guide or whatever. I got the Doomsday Thassa's Oracle sideboard for emergencies. I don't think I need Treasure Cruise. That could be awkward, could be great. Yeah, I think I like where I am. I wish this deck had a flash, but other than that, I'm pretty happy as far as unpowered decks go. Let's get it. Oath of Druids time. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 1. I have a bunch of cool stuff that starts at 3 mana, but I don't have 3 mana. I'm going to mulligan this. Here we go. Here we go. Keep this, bottom the basic island, I think. Okay, I hope my opponent is just some deck with creatures in it. Undercity Sewer. Not a good start. Dump to Plains. That's a better sign. Okay, Swamp, Sensei's Top. Pass. Alright, play some creature I don't care about. Exploration. Godless Shrine. There's no god in that shrine. Brainstorm. I'm going to cast Night's Whisper. Maybe I'm supposed to play it off Swamp just in case they have Wasteland. Okay, you have a Maya. Never mind. I have green mana forever. The One Ring. That card's annoying. Creeping Tar Pit. That's a creature that can win without doing anything. Okay. I could put a Traxa under my Shelldock Isle here. Ooh, or I could set up to discard a Traxa. I could do any of the above. Alright. Put back Forest and a Traxa. Play Shelldock Isle. I will put a Traxa in the Isle and pass. I can Liliana to discard, then reanimate Triplicate Titan at some point. They're going nuts with their ring. At this rate, they will turn on my Shelldock Isle. Not next turn, the turn after. Coveted Jewel. Oh, baby. I'm not getting another turn. Never mind. But Atraxa will be on next turn. Haywire Might. That can block. It can also kill Sensei's Top. And it can't really kill Sensei's Top. It can make me flip Sensei's Top. It also beats Oath in the most annoying way possible. It is a creature, but it's a creature that answers Oath. Pest Infestation. I can't kill the ring. I could kill Jewel, Haywire Might, and Exploration. Or, nope. I could kill Exploration and Jewel, but not Haywire Might. No, I could just kill Jewel. Oh my god. That costs so much mana. When you don't have power, Pest Infestation's a bit worse. I have to deal with this Haywire Might, though, because Animate Dead is also an enchantment. Funny enough. Funny story. What I could do here is just play Oath. Make them use the Haywire Might on that. And if they tap the ring on their turn, Atraxa wakes up. Alright. Yeah, let's do that. Generous Ent is the hit on top of my deck right now. Green mana in the pool. Haywire Might exiling Oath. Oh no. They did it. They found the line. They've drawn 1 trillion cards this game. it will come down to whether an Atraxa and a Trips Titan can beat their accumulated resources here. I'm going to cast Atraxa in their end step. Prof's Memory. Okay, so they can make Creeping Tar Pit huge in combat. Hull Breacher, yuck. I could hit Force of Will off of Atraxa here. Yeah, I'll try it. Cast Atraxa. They do have 6 cards in their hand. Get to see almost half my deck. Something's happening in response. Bitter Triumph. Okay, I'm going to draw a card in response with Sensei's Top, because I don't have a lot of artifacts in the deck, and I'm likely to succeed in getting an extra card. Okay, I did find Force and blue cards. Correctly identified that I have an artifact here. Oko, alright, so Show and Tell is a blue sorcery I can take. Oko, very good at existing. And I guess I just want Basic Island here. Or is Basic Swamp better? Yeah, I'll take this pile. A Hull Breacher will be really big because of the ring. Though I can minus the Liliana and kill that next turn. I'm just going to let them have Hull Breacher. And I can use Force Blue card to protect myself otherwise. The One Ring is a powerful card, though. Creeping Tar Pit wakes up tapped, so they're probably going to put the counters on that then. Good call. It's a 7/6, it could attack next turn. Okay, then I'm going to play Basic Swamp and Liliana. Use Liliana to kill the Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher. The Breach Breaker. I could animate the Hull Breacher, and that at least slows down their ring. I think that's worth a shot. Yeah, give me that shit. Okay, I have a Hull Breacher now, and I will discard Basic Swamp in my end step. Ring deals some damage. They have to deal with Hull Breacher before they can go apeshit again. Certainly the 6 cards in hand don't do anything. Wrath of God, okay. It's a chunky answer, but it's an answer. Tar Pit wakes up. Are they going to go face? Are they worried about Liliana? Activating the ring. Bishop's Workshop. Their deck is awesome. Yeah, they have me on a 1-turn clock if they just attack here. Because the Prof's Memory is so insane. Steel Seraph. Target creature you control gains Flying, Vig, or Lifelink. Yikes. What? How do I actually win this game? Okay. They're probably going to give their Tar Pit Lifelink. It's an 11 power creature now. Maybe I was supposed to force the Wrath of God. I don't have a blue card that isn't the Show and Tell in my hand right now. Okay, a last-minute hero emerges. Itali, Primal Conqueror, could spike some exciting nonsense, I guess. I'm going to plus Liliana first. We cleared a Lush Portico. Yeah, I think just Show and Tell and hope Itali does anything has to be the plan here. The Prof's Memory cooking me. And mostly the ring cooking me, but the Prof's Memory plus Creeping Tar Pit doing a lot here. I put in Itali. Alright, my opponent also has an Atraxa. Cool. Atraxa resolves before Itali does. Time Spiral, Up the Beanstalk, Lightning Greaves, Grim Monolith, Archon of Cruelty, Bright Glass Gearhulk. Okay, so I'm boarding out Show and Tell. Okay, they took Gearhulk, Time Spiral, Archon, and Trop. That means I can't take their Archon anymore. But Itali, do the work. Brain Surge and Wishclaw. Okay. Wishclaw and Brain Surge, let's cast them. Baleful Mastery does deal with Creeping Tar Pit. It does not deal with anything else that's happening. Yeah, they can hard cast the Archon. Yeah, just too much going on here. Buried by the ring. Tried to play fair. Okay. Anything I can do about a 1 ring? I could Brain Freeze this opponent. That could be an unconventional way to victory. If they resolve a ring, we could just build them for 9 at some point. I don't really want to cast Show and Tell versus a deck that has their own Atraxas and Archons. Metamorph, I could get my own ring, my own Atraxa, my own Archon. It does make Oath a bit worse. Oath might be bad anyway. What if I bring in the Mana Dorks and the Recurring Nightmare, and I have a new deck here? Keen-Eyed Curator is probably in this deck as well. Exhume is too dangerous. If I plus Liliana and they discard a monster, I'm in trouble. Italian Crabomination, extremely exciting here. Kiora is still sweet. Liliana's fine. Palantir's good. I think Trips Titan is the worst monster in my deck. Brainstorm and Night's Whisper, a little scary knowing that they have Hull Breacher in their deck. That's just something I'm going to have to plan for. Maybe I don't need Generous Ent now either, because I have other mana dorks in. Alright. This got weird, but I'm in. I'll keep this hand. This Triome is on the Mega Slow, but I think it's fine. I'm going to lead on Deathrite. Guess what? I'm not an Oath deck anymore. Oh, there's a Nightmare. Okay. Indatha Triome get in, and I'll attack for 1. The Deathrite Shaman beatdowns begin. Oh, good. We're going to get one ringed off of Mishra's Workshop. Grim Monolith. Lightning Greaves. What's going on over there? Pest Infestation. That can blow up the Monolith they just put all that work into. That's really good. Okay, I will infest this pest. Nice. I feel good about that. Lush Portico. Dumped Lorien Revealed. Although I don't need mana here. Island Liliana. Plus, I'm going to discard Island. Deathrite is actually good for 8s this turn. I'm not going to attack with it. I could have played Keen-Eyed Curator there. Oh, now that I have all forests. Great. That also turns on Mishra's Workshop into a real land. Uro. Alright. I can eat that. Uro. Put in Rafine's Tower. Exploration. And no additional land. Exile target creature card. Let's get Uro out of the mix before it's a problem. I think I'm just going to play out my hand then plus Liliana. Drop. Curator. Green. Nightmare. Plus Lily. Archon in the graveyard. Okay. Attack with my pests. I can activate Keen-Eyed Curator once this turn cycle. Some big artifact is happening. Coveted Jewel. Okay. Risk it for the biscuit. If this whiffs, I have a Coveted Jewel. Played Botanical Sanctum tapped. Shieldred the Apocalypse. Okay. That's not very good. Shieldred has haste. I guess giving it haste is pretty good. Now I have to lose my Curator. Okay. I will lose my Curator to do everything I need to do here. Exile Island. That's a Season of Survivor. For those who enjoy that. I'm going to exile this Archon. I know I have Animate Dead in my deck, but they'll probably have some plan to use that. Shieldred triggers. Target player sacks a creature. And I would like to own your Coveted Jewel. Yoink. Now I have a bunch of cards. Alright, I'm going to Crabomination multiple times here. Oh, I can emerge it out of an artifact. I could sack the Coveted Jewel, then it's not even part of the game anymore. But yeah, they have Lightning Greaves. That could be a problem. Okay. Black. Emerge from artifact. Get this thing out of here. Crabominate. I'll take your Nissa who shakes the world. And 2, 3. I'm gonna copy Crabomination. Crabominate some more. I'll have your Atraxa, please. Now I'm busting. We got the GG. Yeah, this was a good turn. Sweet. Okay. Well, that was fun. A game where the One Ring wasn't involved. My cards actually mattered. I like that. Is there any universe where I pivot onto this Doomsday plan? This like Doomsday Brain Surge Thassa's Oracle game? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that game we just played is how I have to do this. Deathrite Shaman. Big deal out of the sideboard. Liliana MVP. I have Force but no blue card. Infernal Grasp could keep me alive for a while. I don't know what this Crabomination's doing. I do have a Surveillant I can fetch. I think I will keep this, even though it is strongly mid. If I just find a blue card, I will feel better about this hand. Bloodstained Mire doesn't get my Hedge Maze, so I'm not going to fetch that. Undercity Sewer. I kept the card. That's cheating. Hedge Maze. Sylvan Library, that's also cheating. Please don't play Hull Breacher. Sylvan Library, Moment of Truth. Is this going to work? Nope, it's not going to work. But at least it wasn't Hull Breacher. Opponent had to actually spend a card doing this. I accept. Begrudgingly. And Cycled Lorien Revealed. This is an important turn to draw a blue card because it's One Ring time. Shit. Okay. Sheldock Isle hit a good one. Itali. Let's go. Put Itali in the bank. Please don't have the One Ring right now. Mishra's Workshop. Okay, they can have the One Ring with Counterspell backup. Steel Seraph. All right, I can kill that shit. I'm just gonna cook it right now. Indatha Triome. I don't need this. I could use it for cycling. Yeah, I'm gonna play Bloodstained Mire with the plan of cycling Indatha Triome. I have my colors. And I might need to spike a blue card here. Wishclaw Talisman. Okay, that's fun. I will let that resolve because I get it next. And they're currently showing the potential for... All right, they're currently not showing Hull Breacher, so I'm going to cycle... I should fetch first. I'll fetch, then I'll cycle. Get Underground Sea, and then Liliana's here. They can, at the very least, claw for the ring next turn or Jewel. But I'm into 5 mana now. I can hardcast Force. Buy myself a little breathing room. Palantir. I would like to cast that, but I can't. Not when they have a face-up tutor. Another artifact spell. They're really good at using Mishra's Workshop in this fair deck. It's super cool. Okay, I will counter the Jewel, which flushes out room for them to tutor the ring next turn. But I can Abominate this turn. And hopefully maybe just hit their ring. All right, Abominating the countryside and the peasants. Maybe I'll get their Coveted Jewel out of the graveyard. That would be insane. I did. All right, yeah, I'll take the Jewel, not the Shieldred. Exile Shieldred from their hand, Coveted Jewel from the graveyard. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, Coveted Jewel. Big pile of cards. Pest Infestation. I could just take out the Wishclaw right now before it even can make a wish. That sounds like the right way to do this. No more One Rings. Okay, they are in actual top deck mode. One more card needs to go to the graveyard before Uro's a concern. They do have blue, blue, green, green, if they can get another card in the graveyard. And Itali is on as of right now. The Coveted Jewel turned him on. They kept a card on top with Lush Portico, which means the card on top of their deck is better than having Uro right now. Which means I would like to have the top card of their deck with Itali. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Sheldock right now. What's that card you kept? Bitter Triumph and Kiora. Oh, well, I'm not casting Bitter Triumph. I will cast Kiora, though. Discard 2, draw 2, discard 2. I don't need all these lands anymore. We got the I'm cooked in the chat. I agree, I'm having a good time here. They have one card left in hand. Black, black, black for Liliana. Plus, I don't actually think I need this Palantir anymore. Deathrate's going to be a turn behind. But I have Baleful Mastery that can beat Uro. I tapped my mana wrong. I can't cast Oko this turn. Bummer. Gonna have to pump the brakes. There was definitely a sequence of mana where that would have worked. Spending a bunch of mana. I mean, the One Ring is still pretty brutal here. Uro is mostly fine. Uro put a land into play. They have an artifact. 5 mana in the pool. Memory Jar, okay. Do they have a plan to deck me? Do they have a plan to deck themselves? What's going on here? Okay. I will go to my turn. Itali is an 11/11. All right, so I can win with Poison Itali here. Okay, you sack your Uro, and then I'm going to pay the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus a Phyrexian. Rawr! Poison Boy. Yeah, when this deals that combat damage, they get that many poison counters. So it's super infect. And I get to make an 8/8 Octopus for the road. All right, Memory Jar before combat. We got the GG. Here comes everybody, including Deathrite Shaman. I would like to make an Octopus, thank you. Scion of the Deep. That's also a legend. Nice. Okay, that was awesome. It took my opponent's awesome cards in their deck to make my deck awesome, but that's why you play Itali and Crabomination. On to the next round. The 9th installment of the NYSE Vintage Open Series is coming. This 15 proxy vintage tournament with Power 9 prizes takes place on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 in Long Island, New York, and has a $500 entry fee. That's a hefty entry, but the guaranteed prizes for top 8 are unlimited Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. The NYSE Open 8 went well for me last year. Someone better come stop me from getting another Lotus. Will it be you? I'll be at the NYSE Open 9 on June 14th, and I hope to see you there. Register on melee.gg or use the link in the video description. I am on the play in round 2. I'm going to keep this. It's pretty honest for a Vintage Cube deck. Vintage Cube hand, but It has all my colors and has some powerful cards in it. I could show and tell Crabomination and then start flickering it with Displacer Kitten. Wooded Foothills. Sacred Foundry. Expedition Map. Okay, it's not clear yet if we're against a creature deck yet or not. I would really like this Oath of Druids plan I built my deck around to function once in a while. I will get the Indotha Triome here. That's how I get green off of Bloodstained Mire. Shelldock, what's up? Get in my belly. Vitali, Primal Conqueror, just permanently stuck under Shelldock Isle. The story of the league, I hope. Now I just have to survive until there are 10 fewer cards in one of our decks, while I get to do all this other stuff. I can emerge Crabomination out of a food token if I want to spend one more and lose a food token to cast it, for no additional gain. Ren and 6. Okay, this is what we're doing. And Wasteland's really bad for me, but that's always going to be true. Sylvan Library. That is a lot better than Oko Thief of Crowns to cast here, I think. I could also just show and tell in the Crab. Yeah, all three of these cards are completely defensible to cast here. I think I actually want to go with Sylvan Library. So Oko applies pressure to Ren and 6. All right, I'm going to play Oko. Never mind. Never mind. I will make a food, and Ren and 6 is going to be under some pressure. The problem with show and tell here, even though it is, I think, the most powerful thing that ends the game the fastest, is they might have something cool too. And if I don't have something like Oko down to elk their cool thing ahead of time, I could backfire. Lotus Cobra, sweet. We know there's a fetch land, so there's 3 mana available for my opponent here. Wooded Foothills makes a green. Sparse HQ. Okay. So they have a 2-drop, or they just don't have anything to cast? They could at least crack Expedition Map. We will see. Ren got back the thing, and they're mapping. Okay, where's this going? Thespian Stage. Sweet. Got a proper lands deck over there. Animate Debt. I think I want to play Displacer Kitten this turn. I'm going to elk my food and attack Ren and 6. And I think I'm going to play Displacer Kitten this turn, and then try to do lots of cool things next turn. Displacer Kitten? I could have also just stolen their Lotus Cobra. Maybe I should have done that. Trade the food for the Lotus Cobra. Play Displacer Kitten. Maybe I'm too worried about Ren and 6 and this doesn't actually matter. Thespian Stage. Made a black mana. I don't really want to get discarded here. I don't think that's what's happening, unless it's Mind Twist. Wow, that would be good. Okay, it's Golos. That's fine. That's fine. I can gain control of Golos. If they get a Dark Depths here, that's something I will have to navigate. They did not get a Dark Depths. Interesting. Field of the Dead? What's the end game here? They can activate Golos next turn. That's slightly concerning. Lotus Cobra is attacking Oko. Yeah, that happens. Ren plus on nothing. I would love just an untapped land. Just a mana source that lets me flicker Crabomination after I play it. Alright, that certainly did not happen. Okay, Oko is going to elk Golos. I'll start there. Then I'm going to show and tell and flicker Oko. Show and tell, flicker Oko. That gives him another activation this turn. And then if Crabomination hits a spell, I can start going off. Alright, Crabomination. I still think this is better than Trips Titan. There is Dark Depths. I just need to hit a non-creature spell off of Crabomination, and currently the only card in the graveyard is Expedition Map, so I can go off a little bit here. Tribal Flames. I like that even better. I have 3. Yeah, I'll kill Golos. And then flicker Crabomination. We're going for it. Crabominating the countryside. And all the peasants. Exiled 2 lands. Disappointing. Alright. The party's over. Oko gets another activation this turn. I guess I just make a food. I will kill Ren and 6 and deal 2 to my opponent. And next turn, I can cast Animate Dead and Sylvan Library that both flicker Crabomination at minimum, plus whatever Crabomination grabs. Lotus Cobra, trigger Eternal Witness, so they can kill my Crabomination with Tribal Flames. Do they have Domain? They don't have a black. They don't have a swamp in play right now. They could kill Displacer Kitten. I have Animate Dead regardless, though. And because of Lotus Cobra, they can make Dark Depths, even after Tribal Flaming. My cat! Okay, I think this turn I want to... Oh, I drew Baleful Mastery. maybe it doesn't matter what I do. Okay, I'm going to exchange my food for a Lotus Cobra. This makes them float mana now if they want to make the 20/20. And I could Elk or Mastery the Merit Lage after this happens. A basic forest fetched. And they're making the 20/20. I'm gonna... This is tricky. I could do the flashy play, which is Animate Dead Displacer Kitten, Baleful Mastery, the 20/20, and then Flicker Crabomination. Or I could just Elk the 20/20. Or no, I need the Kitten. Okay, yeah. The Kitten was part of the Elking. Never mind. All right. Solved it. Figured it out. Just have to play my cards in the legal fashion in which they exist. Yeah, Displacer Kitten. Get you back. And then Baleful Mastery, Exile Merit Lage, Flicker Crabomination. This is so much more fun than just attacking for 5. I'm trying to go infinite right now. Crabominate. Got a Wrenn and 6. Omnath is better, but Wrenn and 6 lets me Crabominate again. So I'm doing that. Nice. Okay, we have Omnath, Dark Depths lands, Golos control. That's what's going on over there. This deck's probably really bad against Doomsday. Just a guess. It's probably bad against most of what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not making any changes. Here comes my deck. Same cards. I like Baleful Mastery. I like Night's Whisper. I like that I have all my colors. I'll keep the hand. Opponent was not coming out blazing. Yeah, tap land, go. The perfect start into the slow hand I've kept. Hedge Maze. Don't need an island. Uh-oh. Power 9 revealed. I don't have any of that. Orcish Lumberjack. Straight up jacking it. And they have a forest to sack. This game could go a lot faster than the last one. Itali. Okay, I'm just going to play Swamp and pass. I think that was supposed to be Bloodstained Mire, but I'm not going to Night's Whisper here because I'd have to discard a card. And in case I need a Baleful Mastery, it's available. Lenore Elves. Okay, they're about to jack it. Here we go. I hope whatever this is answerable by Baleful Mastery. We've seen Golos. There are a number of cool Planeswalkers in the cube this could be. If it's natural order, I could kill what comes out of it, I hope. Eternal Witness. Okay. They just jacked out an Eternal Witness to hit their land drop at the expense of their land drop. And it's fine. It gets something on the board. That's not embarrassing. It's not exciting either, though. Springheart and Tuco. All right, I will exile this thing. I don't want Eternal Witness happening every turn. That does feed them a card, but they were going to get a lot more cards if they got to start copying Eternal Witness. I'd love to draw Oath of Druids here. My opponent is shields down to that. Oko Thief of Crowns. If I Elk the Lumberjack, Oko's dead, but they don't have Lumberjack. I don't even know if that matters. I'm going to Night's Whisper first, and then decide what I'm doing this turn. Now I have Force Blue card. I'll play the Bloodstained Mire and pass. This hand is getting worse. Them just building out a giant 1/1 army is dicey for me. I need a show and tell or some sort of engine to get going, or else I will just bleed out here. Well, glad I found the Force. See you later, Oko. Minsc and Boo is not a card that's beatable by anyone ever. I got a 14, then I fetched a 13. I'm going to get the Triome. Maybe I leave the Triome in my deck. I already have the colors, and I could just cycle it. Yeah, I'm just going to get a Swamp. Never mind. Oath of Druids. That is the thing I said I wanted. 2 of my hits are in the hand already. My second worst hit and my best hit are both... I guess Atraxa might be my best hit. That's contextual, but Displacer Kitten's not a good hit here. Anything else is fine. Expedition Map. We've seen Boseiju in their deck, so they can actually handle this. Or they would need to sack a land to handle it, though. Worth doing. Oh, they didn't have a Boseiju. Was that the previous opponent? Maybe it was. Or maybe they already have Boseiju. I don't know. Please don't have Boseiju, is what I'm saying. They're still fetching, though. Still digging out lands. Hedge Maze. Okay, that's not a Boseiju. It doesn't represent Boseiju. I'm getting attacked for some amount for the max. I'm very interested in Atraxa. I'm moderately interested in Kiora. and Trips Titan. Atrax is the best one. Let's go. Oath of Druids, Trips Titan is in, and I milled nothing. It was the top card of my deck. Cool. Well, I guess I pass here and hope they can't go wide around Triplicate Titan. I currently stand to go to 4 life here if they just attack all out. Sylvan Safekeeper. This is looking like a Nadu deck more and more. Yeah, all you can do is just try to bash through this. I think I'm most worried about Springheart Nantuko, but Orcish Lumberjack is a close second. I would really like Atraxa here, or Kiora to dig into a way to reanimate my Atali. The Lotus Cobrino. Alright, Atraxa, come save me. Let's do the shit. Yes, use the ability. I hit Kiora. I'd like to find Animated. Didn't find that. Discard these 2 lands, I guess. Or discard Itali and Forest. And then I use Narset to try to hit Animate Dead. Or just draw Animate Dead right off the tippity top. Is there any case to be made? Alright. If I Narset first, what happens? I just have less mana to plan the rest of my turn with. Okay, Animate Dead. Target Itali. I'm still dead right now. I need to actually hit multiple relevant things right now. Itali hits. What do we got? Big money, no whammies. I have Show and Tell, which can put in Generous End, and I have Walk-in Closet or Forgotten Cellar. This is a Yawgmoth's Will. Does that do anything? All right. Okay, so what order? I'm going to cast the Forgotten Cellar and Show and Tell. Show and Tell is a little risky, but at least makes a food token. They Show and Tell, put in Generous End. If they have a big thing to put in, Golos might be good enough, depending on what land they can tutor. If they have a Caracas, I'm in trouble. But the food token cancels out a lot of their aggression here, and if I get, I think, just one more turn, that'll be enough to kill them. They just got Spars HQ with that. They can activate Golos, so I should probably kill that thing. The Forgotten Cellar. When this enters, you may cast spells from your graveyard this turn, and if a card be put from your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. I'm going to play a Swamp from my hand, and I'm going to burn off their floating mana. Attack with Triplicate Titan. It has Vig, and then I'm going to Baleful Mastery, and they can sack a land to protect the Golos, but that's fine. Anything I can do to reduce the resources right now. Okay, they did not. That's good. They did not protect it. Scythecat Cub. That only matters if they hit land drops. There's a land drop. 1 card left in their hand. I'm at functionally 7 life. They put a +1 counter on a bug. Here comes everything. Go to blocks. Block a 1/1, the 2/1, the 2/2, and the 1/1 with text. I currently am about to go to 1. I'll just crack my food in case there's a burn spell. Okay. I'm at 4, and opponent's super dead. They gotta have 1 really good card in their hand. Even Time Walk doesn't do it here. Tribal Flames does do it. Good job. They did the math. Okay. It had to be a above average burn spell to work, and it did. And okay, we've seen a faster side of their deck now. I don't think that changes anything I want to do. Just like literally if Oath hits Atraxa instead of the other things, I win that game easily. If Oath just comes down a turn earlier, I win. Or if their start was just a little slower, like if they don't have the Nantuko. Like I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out all the things that had to work for them to beat my draw there. Okay. I'm just going to submit my deck again. I still feel good about this. I don't feel great about this. Sensei's top. What am I playing? 15 lands? 16? This hand is pretty mid. If the top misses, I'm just dead. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, much happier. And I got the top anyway. Okay, keep this and put... Alright, we've seen Golos and Mox for Pest Infestation. Might just put away Brainstorm because Sensei's top is already here. Alright, yeah, Brainstorm to the bottom. Hedge Maze, do your thing. For Abomination. I'm going to put that in my graveyard, and now I have a hit for Animate Dead, if I rip it, or Exhume. Opponent has an untapped Breeding Pool, and Noble Hierarch. I'm going to Whisper into the Night here. I drew a land that I could play. I could have played that tap land and Sensei's top, and that guarantees Liliana the next turn. I'm not sure if Liliana is going to be good enough now that they have a Mana Dork laying around. Knight of a Reliquary. Cool. Brain Surge. I keep trying excuses not to play Sensei's top. Yeah, I'm going to Island and pass here. Elvish Reclaimer is in. Springheart and Tuco. I'm going to Brain Surge in response to this. And this is just being cast. Yeah, it's not being bestowed. Atrax is not really helping in my hand. Displacer Kitten's cool, eventually. Yeah, this is actually kind of a mess. I'm going to put back Atrax and Kitten. I have to redraw one of them. And then I can hide the other one with top for a while. Fetch land. Yeah, I don't have a sweeper, and I missed on Oath and Show and Tell so far. It's not going great. Knight of the Reliquary is getting in for 4. They're starting the work of making me dead. Good call. A Displacer Kitten. Casting this now doesn't even set anything up for next turn. Yeah, I'm going to play top and Sylvan Library. I guess you don't even really need both of those cards. I'm kind of spewing off here like crazy. I'm just going to tap out. Okay, here we go. I need the top of my deck to deliver basically Show and Tell at this point. I could Pest Infestation and just make 4 blockers. That would actually buy a bunch of time versus what they're doing. That's the backup plan. They look like they're casting Omnath with this mana. That card's really good with Knight of the Reliquary around. Uh-oh. Omnath is in there. And a fetch land right away. They could have tutored for one with Knight, but leaving the Knight untapped is extra messed up, because now it can attack. If they had to use Knight to trigger Omnath, that would have saved me a bunch of life. If they get a big burst of mana from this Omnath trigger. If they use Knight, Omnath will deal 4 to me. Sylvan Safekeeper. This can make Knight much bigger. If they just sack a bunch of lands, Knight and Reclaimer both get huge. That is a line that is available to them. I don't know that they're going to pursue it necessarily. Okay, they're using Reclaimer. This will make Knight bigger and trigger Omnath to deal 4 to me. 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. And actually just dead on board. If they could click through it in 3 minutes. I'm not conceding. Okay, Dark Depths. They also have to see the line of stacking all their lands. Yeah, I'm just dead. Oh, they're tapping their Knight. That's great. So they did not attack me for lethal when they could have. Too busy trying to assemble Dark Depths. That doesn't matter at all. The 4th Omnath trigger in a turn doesn't do anything. It's just the first 3. Okay, so they're making Merit Lage right now. An untargetable Merit Lage because they have Safekeeper. Oh, if Show and Tell is somewhere around the top of my deck, we could still put Atrax into play and make this game take longer. Infernal Grass doesn't help. Alright, I'm basically dead. Put back 1, 2. And I'm going to Pest Infestation, Springheart and Tuco, and I guess I'll destroy my top. I don't have to target things, but if they give Nantuko Shroud, I don't want my Pest Infestation to fizzle. Okay. If they just F6 and move into combat, they win. Yeah, their deck's super cool. I've never been able to make lands work in Cube. It's just never come close to being a thing that works for me, but super sweet when it all comes together. On to the final round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in the final round. I have a Surveil land and a Brainstorm before I miss a land drop. I'll run with it. Opponent went to 6. Copperline Gorge, Noble Hierarch. Come on, Oath of Druids. Okay, I found a swamp. I have Liliana in hand. I will actually keep the swamp. Sylvan Library. Disappointing. That's pretty good against my hand. I guess I will just pass. We kept 1 extra card. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That card's really good. I'm going to Brainstorm, see if I hit my force. I would force this. I found my Oath. That's even better. Okay. I'm going to put back Crabomination and Swamp. That leaves Crabomination in the deck as something I can Oath into. It's actually the top card of the deck if I don't shuffle. That's up to me. Okay. Play Oath. Pass. Whose busted green enchantment from the early days of Magic is better? Okay, they get to Sylvan Library, then they get to Fable. They're moving a lot of cards around this turn. They took no extra cards this turn. And then they're going to loot and see those same 2 cards again. Oh, they kept everything. Hand's already perfect. That's there. Really scary. Crop rotation. Wasteland. That's fine. Can they also kill the Oath? Because with Oath in play, I'm not that worried about having mana. 2 cards left in hand. They're attacking me for 3. They get a treasure. Hexdrinker can start leveling up. They can put it to 4 here. Yeah, I can flip into Crabomination. I cannot cast Oko, though, because of the Wasteland. All right, they're getting Hexdrinker out of Baleful Mastery range. Or no, they kept their treasure. Okay, Baleful Mastery works. I am just going to let this happen and get the setup Crabomination. Seasoned Pyromancer. Don't mind if I do. I'll cast that. I'm going to discard 2 Swamps. I don't want to put them into the Oath. Swamp. I could discard Swamp and I'm just going to go 2 Swamps. Not that worried about mana. And I found the mana anyway. Okay, draw for turn. Infernal Grasp. Play Indatha Triome. And I'll pass my turn. If they spend mana leveling up the Hexdrinker, I can Infernal Grasp it and burn off that mana. Fable flips this turn. Spend a mana on something. Hexdrinker. Fetch. I'll get my Tropical Island and Infernal Grasp this thing. Last chance to do that. If they spent their treasure last turn, this would have not been available to me. That's out of here. Because of the Fable, I'm still in the Oath. Raminep Excavator. Yeah, I randomly exiled their Wasteland with Crabomination. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Okay, Oath will trigger. I will do it. Trips Titan. And I'd like to attack with both of my creatures that can attack. If they trade with Seasoned Pyromancer or eat Seasoned Pyromancer, it goes to their graveyard where they can use it, but I don't want to go out of the Oath. Yeah, okay, they're just done. Sweet. Oath of Druids versus a creature deck, lining up well. I don't think I'm making any changes here. Yeah, I'm just going to try to go over the top and beat them with bigger creatures until they show me an ability to deal with that. I'm going to keep, because I just like keeping hands. I have Hedge Maze to do some selection, and then a bunch of access to more cards, even though I'm not blazing here. Lelia the Blade Reforged revealed. Could show up on turn 2. Baleful Mastery could deal with it if it does. Sensei's top. I have not enjoyed this top this league. I'm just looking for some action, and I don't have time to spin into it. Zenith for 1. Do they have a red mana dork? They do not. They do have their Wasteland, though. Yikes. Alright, well that hurts. I'm going to play the Bloodstained Mire, because that can get the Indatha Triome, which is what I'm going to get here. And then Pluto Delta can get multiple types of basics in my deck. Lelia gets to come through. This is going to be an attack for 4. And they can play Forest until the end of the turn, but they've already played Mountain this turn. Elvish Reclaimer. There it is. Triome. Underground Sea. Yeah, I'll play that. And my plan is to Mastery the Lelia. That's currently a card draw engine and a steady damage engine. And I am going to exile it before they go to attacks. That means they could attack with a different creature, and I end up taking 2 instead of 0, but it also stops them from drawing that extra card this turn. And I'm feeding them a card anyway. So I end up taking 2. Please don't have the Excavator. All right, Eternal Witness, getting back Wasteland, still pretty tough. Yeah, they might tempo me right out. I'm still not taking off my colors, but I am bleeding out pretty bad. Exhume. I don't have any creatures in my graveyard, not yet. I think I would rather Night's Whisper here than anything else. It hurts, but everything's going to hurt. Okay, Kiora. Can they recur this Wasteland another time? If they can buy back this Wasteland again, I think they win. But if not, I can start pushing back. Oh no, 4 mana. This could be Zenith for 3. It looks like an X spell. That's so annoying. Yeah. Wasteland strategy. Paid off. Okay. I won't lose every game to that. I do have a bunch of basics. I just didn't get them that game. I could bring in like the Deathrite and the Keen-Eyed Curator, but the Oath is so good against their deck. Yeah, same deck. I'm going back. Wasteland this. I'll keep my hand. Swamp, top. Once Upon a Time. Evison's Pilgrim, and the mana to cast it. You got it. I'm not gonna Baleful Mastery a 1-drop like that. I'm a combo deck, try to make it happen. Night's Whisper. Fables in. Itali. Okay. I think I would like to Brain Surge to try to find a way to use this Itali. Discarded 2 lands to the Fable. Minskin Boo. Like I said, no one's ever beaten this card. Okay, I can actually just kill Minskin Boo in response to the Boo trigger with Baleful Mastery. Sucks, but it's what we got. Better than dying to Minskin Boo. Most Planeswalkers, their controller gets priority immediately when they resolve, and you can't do something like that, but Minskin Boo creates a trigger on arrival that lets you interact with it with removal. Alright, Sensei's top, show me show and tell. Shelldock Isle is kind of like show and tell. Oh no, Magic Online is lagging. Please don't. Not when I'm resolving a top. Okay, here we go. Shelldock Isle. I don't think I'm really going to have time to use this. There's 28 cards in my deck right now. Shelldock would make it 27. I can at least use Shelldock to clear the cards I know I don't want with top. Atraxa is better than Trips Titan, but again, we're a long way off from this happening. I think I'd rather have Atraxa in my deck. Okay, I'm putting Trip Titan under here, and I don't really have any reason to Brain Surge or top now. I don't have any fast mana. There's nothing I can do. I had already played my land drop, so Oath wasn't there. Like, actually playing around Wasteland has cost me a lot this game. Like, the opportunity of not spinning into top there, or spinning top into Oath there is significant. Crop rotation. Alright, so we're going to see that Wasteland back in the mix. Okay, the Triplicate Titan is gone. Right, opponent gets to attack. Take a bunch of beats. I'm going to Brain Surge at the end of turn. And try really hard to find Oath or show and tell. Ren and 6, so Wasteland is going to happen forever now. Wasteland's back. I played Basic Forest. Come on, Brain Surge. Find the cards I need. Give me that show and tell. Displacer Kitten, Palantir. These are not good at all. Bricks forever. I guess I will put back a Tali and Island. And then I'm going to draw the Island, play Palantir. Palantir will trigger in the end step. They can either let me draw a Tali or they can take 7. Either way, I get to see a bunch of cards with top, and I gotta hope I'm not dead this turn. Okay, I'm getting Beseiju. Fair enough. I would like to use this ability. I'll get Basic Forest. So Tali's back in the deck. I guess I'll play Sylvan Library now. And now Show and Tell is not good enough because I shuffled away the Atali. I was hoping for Reanimate because I was running out of time for Show and Tell to work, and now I'm feeling worse about everything. They bought back the Beseiju. Natural Order, okay. If they have some non-legendary creature here that they can copy with Reflection, oh yes, this is awesome. I'm insanely dead. I guess I was supposed to blind flip the top. Alright, if this is Force of Will, I could have kept playing. Okay, I'm dead. Alright, yeah, just run over by a cleaner deck. This one felt sweet when I drafted it, but was just a little bit short. I'm trying to figure out what the home for Oath is in Vintage Cube. Last time I had a deck like this, I played the Mana Dorks and the Recurring Nightmare and stuff in the main, and my plan was to board in Oath of Druids if they were a creature deck. And then I played against all creature decks, and I just wish I had Oath in the main. But I've also done it like this, where I think the value of Deathrite Shaman is just high enough that maybe you just put Deathrite Shaman in your Oath deck, and if you hit it, whatever, but most of the time you won't. And sometimes you'll play it before the Oath, and it's just a good card. Definitely willing to believe I misbuilt this, but I think the deck is sweet. And I wish we got more than 3 rounds to try to figure it out. If I could just play the same deck again, like if I was drafting with my friends, I would just rebuild this and say, let's play a few more. and see how it feels. But the last one I did, I just kicked the crap out of people with creatures while they tried to get various engines together and got an easy, fast trophy. And this one, I was trying to get engines together while my opponents kicked the crap out of me. Attacking is still a viable strategy, even with all these powerful cards around. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.